A pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. I am Almilin A. Madani and I am currently taking Bachelor in Secondary Education major in Biological Science. So in this video, I am going to share to you some information about China and the Philippines. So by the end of this video, I am hoping to share to you the similarities and differences of China and Philippines with regards to their childbirth practices, parenting styles, wedding rites, dining etiquette, work ethics, family orientations, and burial customs. So, if you don't know much about those things, then go over the video. In the end of this video, I am going to pin the links of my video content sources. So first is, let us talk about their childbirth practices. I am going to share to you two similarities and two differences between the two countries with regards to that aspect. So, first is their similarities. So, women may prefer squatting position, and the second is women are not allowed to take a bath a couple of days right after the labor. And let's proceed to their differences. First is, in China, many Chinese people believe that a woman should not cry out loud or scream during labor. While on the Philippines, women prefer screaming during labor because it can help them endure the pain. The second is, ideally, the laboring woman's mother or mother-in-law attends childbirth rather than the father of the child, that is in China. While in the Philippines, some fathers may prefer to be close to their laboring wife so that they can bury the placenta right after the labor. So second, let us talk about their parenting styles. So first is their differences. According to Gwendewar 2019, traditional Chinese parenting style is labeled as authoritarian. It is the parenting style in which the parents are emphasizing high standards and the tendency to control kids through shaming, the withdrawal of love, or other punishments. On the other hand, according to Evelyn Paharan in a study she conducted 11 months ago, the Filipino parenting style is labeled as authoritative. This is the parenting style that is said to be the best for having protective factors against children's risk behaviors and being supportive of emotional and psychological health of their children's. So their similarities is that either Chinese or Filipino parent, they only want their children to have a better future. So next, let us talk about their wedding rites. So the information I am about to share to you is the information I have retrieved from some articles. So first, let me share to you their differences. In Chinese, it is traditional for the women to wear a red dress and to cover her face with a red veil on the wedding day. Because in Chinese culture, red symbolizes happiness, prosperity, and good luck. On the other hand, in the Philippines, in terms of clothing, picking out the perfect white dress has become a standard practice, as is choosing the right suit or tuxedo. Because in the Philippines, white symbolizes purity. And now, let me share the other similarities. So in traditional Chinese wedding traditions, during a formal Chinese wedding proposal, the groom's family will present different gifts to announce the engagement, in which they usually present foods to feed the family of the bride. And in the Philippines, we have this so-called pamamanhikan, in which the groom presents to the family of the bride and ask for the family's approval on the wedding. So next is, let us talk about their dining etiquette. So this information is still from an article. So first, let me share to you their similarities. So both Chinese and Filipino people give thanks to God first before eating. And now let us proceed to their differences. So in China, they let the older people eat first because it is rude for the younger ones to dig in the food before the adults gets to eat first. Well, in the Philippines, children's is prioritized more than the adults because the adults believe that the children's need the nutrients more than they need it. So now let us talk about their work ethics. So these informations are still from articles I have retrieved a while ago. So first, let me share to you their similarities. So both the China and the Philippines sees hard work as an essential tool to attain work efficiency. And now let us move on to their differences. First is, in the Philippines, we always have this so-called manana habit, in which we always have this attitude, like we always say, mayana lang, bukas na lang ko yan gagawin, ganito, ganyan, and we always skip responsibilities. On the other hand, the Chinese people are very time-oriented because they are always perfectionists at their work, and in their country, they believe in the quote that laziness is a crime. And now let us move on to their family orientations. So these informations are still from articles I have retrieved a while ago. So first, let me share to you their similarities. So both the Chinese and Filipinos believe that family is life, and it is the wealth they can never exchange to anything else, including money. But their big difference is that Filipinos are more emotionally attached with their families even after the marriage and separation from parents, while the Chinese people, after their sons or daughters get married, the parent-children relationship is no longer emotionally attached as what it used to be. And now let us talk about their burial customs. So first, let me share to you their differences. In the Chinese burial customs, it varies depending on the deceased role in the family, their age, and their manner of death. And as for the Filipinos, according to the Pew Research Center, 81% of the Filipinos population is Catholic. Therefore, most Filipinos believe in an afterlife and follow Catholic funeral traditions, including a Catholic Mass with hymns and prayers. However, some other Filipino religious groups have their own funeral traditions. For example, the Chinese Filipinos, they wear white rather than black on funerals. And as for the Muslim Filipinos, they bury the deceased within 24 hours after death. And as for their similarities, they are similar with the aspect that the memorials of the deceased is buried with her body or his body. So that concludes my video. Thank you for watching, and I am hoping that you've learned so much from this video.